Right guys, so this is going to be a really quick video explaining the difference between hybrid and boost. For those of you who know, touring car, I've used hybrid for 3 years now to use as a handicap. The hybrid give us extra power through the electrical power unit. This year will be the first year that they've got rid of it, but instead of hybrid we're going to be using boost as a handicap. So I'm going to explain what's the difference, why it's better, why it's good, and why it's bad. Not many reasons, but here we go. Right, so for those of you who have seen it before, the hybrid unit was kept in this footwell, massive unit, and it weighed 80 kilos. So first of all, the big difference in the cars this year is that the fact that we're 80 kilos lighter, and this changes the dynamic and the feeling and the setup of the car. Basically, up and down the pit lane, the feedback's been very similar between everyone. Without the weight, the car feels a lot more loose, so everyone's having to adapt the setups to give us more rear end grip. Now with the hybrid, we used to get a maximum of 15 seconds a lap, and then if you're, for example, leading the championship, you get 1 second a lap. Now the good thing about this for you guys is nothing's really changed from that point of view. Everything's very similar. It's still going to be giving us more power. We're still going to have the same sort of seconds and lap deductions depending on where we are in the championship and depending on what handicaps we have. So from the steering wheel point of view, I'm just going to cover this up because I don't want to show this, but you can see there we've got the boost button exactly where the hybrid button was. So when we're coming out of a corner, the goal is to press that button as early as we can. So actually I've got a timetable here because it's a little bit confusing. If you lead in the championship and you're coming out of the corner and you've only got 1 second to use, you can use it from 135 kilometers per hour. If you're, for example, 8th in the championship or above, you can use it from 115 kilometers an hour. So obviously, the lower down you are, the earlier you can push it, the more of an advantage you will get from pushing that button. Then, in the races, for example, if you lead in the championship and you're on one of the longer circuits, you'll get 5 laps of hybrid. Versus, if you're 8th and above, you'll get 12 laps of hybrid. So again, bigger advantage, more laps and so on. It goes down in brackets, and then on some of the shorter circuits it's less laps and less seconds, and that's it basically. There's not that much difference. Personally, it's much better without the hybrid. That's what a lot of the drivers are saying. Obviously without 8 kilos in the car feels amazing. Lap records are going to be broken everywhere this year. We've seen it already in testing. Just straight down, so there's cars going up and down it at the moment. So yeah, the lap records have already been beaten in testing. We're going to see it all year. The cars are much lighter. And then in terms of the power, what's really interesting is it's around about 40 to 60 brake horsepower. I can't really seem to get an exact figure off of anyone, so don't hold me to that either, but it is a good difference from when I last used hybrid in 2023. Me pushing the boost button now seems a lot more effective than back then. So, but although last year when I was out the championship they did increase the hybrid, but anyway, it seems quite effective. Everyone else is saying the same thing, which should make the racing more exciting. I think they've exaggerated it a little bit more, so it'd be really interesting to see how we get on. So the actual power and the boost comes from the turbo. So when we press the button, basically it just gives us extra boost pressure, which gives us that extra kick. So instead of it coming from a hybrid unit which costs tens of thousands of pounds, we get the same thing from the button and the turbo. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, it's a bit loud. If you want to see any more of this stuff this year, if there's certain things you want me to go a bit more in depth to, or anything explaining, drop a comment, I'll see what I can cover. And first round this weekend at Donington Park, so yeah, wish me luck and look forward to the vlog. Will be out Tuesday evening after this race weekend. I'll see you soon.